Hey, what's up everybody? Video 44 coming at you another video. Alright, so I told you guys earlier today that I had some content that I wanted to make in regard to the NBA. There was a team that I wanted to talk about and hadn't gotten around to it, but I'm going to do it right here and now. We're talking about the Denver Nuggets. And the reason why I'm talking about the Denver Nuggets is because I have not seen any of the pundits, any of the big networks, not even some of the small ones. I have seen none of these folks apply any pressure to the Denver Nuggets to win a championship. No one. No one. I have seen no one. People have gotten on John Morant because how he runs his mouth. People have gotten on LeBron James and Anthony Davis because, of course, we have underachieved in our tenure here in the 5 years with one championship. People get on the Clippers talking about Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and how they haven't gotten it done. People get on the Boston Celtics talking about Jaylen Brown and all those guys, and of course Jason Tatum and how they have yet to win it. We've heard about Phoenix coming in and the pressure applied to them to win the West since they just got assembled right now and got a KD and Devin Booker and all that. We got Dallas coming in strong with Kyrie Irving, of course, now part of the franchise. All of these teams are expected to win. Even Portland, now that they've made certain moves to get more talent around Dame Lillard, I've heard people say they expect Portland to do well. I've even been on record saying I expect Portland to overachieve. The Golden State Warriors won a championship last year. Of course, the pressure is on them to continue to try to build their way out of the hole that they're in and still find a way to make the playoffs and then from there take over. Everybody got pressure on them to win except for the team with the number one overall record in the Western Conference. I've heard about the Sacramento Kings and how they're lighting the beam and everybody expects for them to play well. I'm hearing about everybody except for the team that has the best record. And so this morning I'm sitting here and I'm listening to my guys talking about the Lakers. I'm listening to all these different things. The pressure's on Kawhi. Oh, now that the Clippers have made changes, the pressure's on them. I'm like, is anybody going to hold the fire to Jokic over there who's winning all the games? Because he's killing in the regular season. He kills it in the regular season every year. It's always the default excuse in place that Murray and Porter are always out. So he just gets to keep on rolling by. Keep on rolling by, winning regular season MVPs, making a team as good as they need to be to get the playoffs and get ousted in the first round, ousted at whatever round it is. It certainly ain't ending in a championship. And every year we just go in and say, oh, Denver's a good team. They overachieve in the regular season, never do nothing in the playoffs, and everybody's fine with that. And I'm telling you, today, that's over with. Jokic is winning MVPs every year. He's probably going to get the MVP for the third straight year. And I told people at the beginning of the season that I thought he would get it for the third straight years because at the end of the day, you're not going to out-efficiency him. It's not going to happen. The way that the Denver Nuggets use him, as many assists as he accumulates, and the way that he shoots the ball from all three levels on top of that, and the fact that he pulls down boards on top of everybody, on everyone, it just makes him naturally, absolutely naturally, someone who's going to accumulate more stats than anyone else in the game. It's just how his game is set up, how much he controls for the Denver Nuggets, and how many minutes and how durable he ultimately is. He doesn't get hurt, and he does this all season long. So the question I have is, can he win a championship this way? Does his style translate to winning championships? Because everybody else who accumulates the stats that he does and dominates in the way that he does has pressure applied on them to whether their style translates to championship or not. They got to get it done. Even the Minnesota Timberwolves, another team we haven't talked about, the moves that they've made, teams expect for them to come out there and get it done. They found themselves making moves trying to get themselves a point guard so they can win. Denver's doing things the opposite way with their front office, letting Bones Highland walk away. You know what I mean? Bringing in, I like Reggie Jackson and Thomas Bryant. Those are good moves. But some of the things that they've done over the last several years have been questionable. The contracts that they gave to certain people, questionable. You know, I like what Aaron Gordon's doing. He's a piece in place that's played well and outplayed his contract. So that's not one of the bad contracts. But even that was questionable. And it worked out. Bol and how they handled him. Beyond questionable. Ridiculous. You know what I mean? Certain things. I just look at the Denver Nuggets and say they've been getting a pass because of the health of Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. That's what it is. Everybody just says his core is hurt, and there's no reason to apply pressure because of it. But what I'm telling you is the way that he dominates, he needs as much pressure on him as LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, all these dudes, Giannis. He should have just as much pressure on him to win an absolute championship this year, next year, every year, is any of them superstars that we apply so much pressure to. It's time for Jokic to feel the fire. Period. It's time. And I'm saying that because I respect him as much, not because I don't. No. He's really doing all of this. He really is the best passer, period. He really is the best rebounder, basically, period. He is the most high usage superstar in all of basketball right now. Everything is centered around him, the center. He makes the plays like a point guard. He scores like everything else. He rebounds like everything. He is the guy. That's why he's accumulating so many individual stats, so many individual accolades, which he obviously deserves. But what I'm telling you is, with that comes a certain pressure that has eluded him. Having been the superstar for the Nuggets and having those two superstars next to him who were hurt. And this is what I'm going to apply to the Denver Nuggets. I did some homework because I looked up and I did a little homework on their last couple games, see how they've been doing before the break. They on a 3-game winning streak. No Jamal Murray. From what I understand, that's just precautionary, no big deal. Sore knee. He's coming back from a serious knee injury. Everything is still on the up and up from his health. So that's what it is. I'm not going to get up here and scream and holler about them needing to trade players that they paid that I still like, but probably should not be paired together next to him. And that's where we're at. I understand that they probably couldn't trade Porter or Murray for anything worth having because those guys' injury issues are as they are. But I'm telling you this. The Denver Nuggets need not have those two guys be his number 2 and number 3 anymore. That's what I'm here to tell you. If they can't, and that's pending in regards to them coming back in the second half of the season and winning the championship. If they can do that, if they can come together and help him win the championship this year, and I ain't got nothing to say. They will have been what it is they're supposed to be. But at this point, we're going into another year where Jamal Murray ain't healthy, Kevin Porter, the bench is, he's going to get MVP, and then we're going to proceed to see this process all over again where everybody, New Orleans Pelicans, didn't even mention them, everybody got more pressure on them to win the championship than the guys who had the best record in the West the whole season. No. Enough. Tired of it. They got too much going on for themselves with that super duper star and those other guys that they overpaid who've actually played well. And this Bones Highland situation was it for me. You're going to do stuff like that, now you're going to have pressure applied on you. You're going to let young 22-year-olds go to Steve Ballmer for no reason and make the West that much stronger because y'all ain't doing things correctly. You're going to have pressure applied to you by BDF 44, who's watching you and sees that you have one of the most golden tickets in all of the NBA, maybe of the history of the sport, in Nikola Jokic, and haven't had no pressure on you to win or help him win or none of that. That is over with. That's over with, Denver. Y'all got to win it, and y'all going to win it now. Pressure applied. BDF 44. Thank you all for watching. I'm out.